Well, that was awkward. I had the recording crash on me due to system errors this time. And then I took a bunch of suffocation damage because I didn't surface before I went and checked on the video. Yeah. Both kelp and seaweed are used in healthcare and beauty products and whatnot, as well as food. They are used in, I believe it was sushi rolls? I think. I'm not positive on that. I'm not entirely, I'm not entirely sure about that. But I'm pretty sure it was sushi. Might have been like California rolls or whatever they're called. But yeah, there's a bunch of kelp here. And apparently my phone had some system errors and stuff. I hope it got resolved. Whatever the issue was, I hope it got resolved, because I don't know what the issue was. It didn't tell me anything about the issue. It just said system errors. It's like, well, what does that even mean? That's one of the problems with an Android device is unless you're looking at the logs in the device, like unless you're looking at the error logs for the device itself, you're not really going to find out what is wrong with your device. And that's kind of unfortunate, because I like knowing what's wrong with my device. I like being informed on what has broken, because if I notice a pattern in the breakage, I can usually fix that pattern if I am familiar enough with the system. Currently, I am not familiar enough with the system in order to fix what it called a system error. I don't know what that system error was. I can only hope that it was resolved. Yeah, this smoker has just been running and running and running. We can see just how much material it has truly processed. $94 blocks of kelp worth of material. Almost a stack and a half of kelp. Really does go to show that with enough effort and with enough patience, it is truly possible to do almost anything. Just one little, progression at a time. You know what? I should repair my pickaxe while I'm here. Just casually advance to level 65 in the process. Yeah. I will definitely be making use of well, first of all, I'll be making use of this bed because I knew that it was evening. Second of all, I will be making use of all of this kelp because I'm going to take all of this kelp and then I'm going to basically turn all of this kelp into a super smelter. And let me just go ahead and empty this. And then move this over to here. And then I can just kind of load up this area. With kelp. There we go. Now this side is basically full. This side is basically empty. Here, let me actually fill up this section. Yeah, this side's full. Sorry, this side's empty, this side's full. Now, we can very easily just have everything filter in from above. The kelp is going to find that it's going to backlog into, first it's going to back up into this hopper, then it's going to start backing up into this large chest, and then these two double chests will start backing up. However, it's probably not going to get that far. It's probably going to actually have this storage chest drain out, which I can actually force to happen now by just pushing all of the kelp into here, and then and then I can have this kelp over here. Just kind of feeding slowly into this storage chest. And the reason why I'm just basically redirecting everything over to the left side is because the right side is taking in all of this material. You know, all of these chests are supposed to be hooked up to this system, but they're not. Instead, what's happened is I kind of ran low on iron, and I just decided, well, if I'm going to build this system, I'm going to build at least half of it. And then I stopped there, because there's supposed to be another smoker right here where it's, smelting up this half of the farm. Instead, what ended up happening was the farm just ended up with one smoker. This section here is not actually needed, but this does give me a good template for the iron golem farm, which needs to be 21 by 21. It does need to be a decent amount off the ground. Therefore, since this is 16, what I can do is I can actually make use of this size to just count out 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I want to bring this in by 1 and over by 1. Therefore, I'm going to end up making the platform from here to here. I might just do 21 by 21, but you know, the point of the matter is that I need. Oh no, I can't do it here because I need the villagers to all work at their workstations. Ugh, what a pain. Looks like the wheat is almost ready for harvest again. I kind of want to remove all of the kelp there because it's just causing a lot of system lag at the moment. Like, yes, it's a great material, it's a great resource, but I believe it will be more device friendly if I create a zero-tick farm for the kelp. Specifically, the ability to process that much kelp is, you know, it's going to be a toggleable effect, meaning I can switch the zero-tick farm on and off. I don't need it to just constantly run, whereas with the pond that I have currently set up, I need the kelp just constantly growing in order to get the 9 stacks at a time that I will be harvesting regularly from the pond. Which I have been. I've been harvesting it regularly, and I've been getting about 9 stacks per harvest. But the problem is, when it's ready to harvest with those 9 stacks, it is extremely laggy. It generates an inordinate amount of lag to have that much kelp in existence. Now, my phone is by far a decent device. You know, my phone is not that old, but in order for it to process enough kelp for it to lag on my phone, that is not a good thing. If it's causing lag on my device because of kelp, that just goes to show how unoptimized kelp is. Now, kelp is a great resource, don't get me wrong. You've seen just how much I enjoy having kelp in my base. I have a gigantic kelp farm, I have a pond full of kelp. I find kelp to be extremely useful. It's a great source of fuel. You know, 20 blocks or 20 items per block of kelp. Like, that's great. But at the same time, there are limits to what even I am willing to tolerate. Meaning, I eventually will want to switch over to either bamboo, which is not an animated block, but does require exorbitant amounts more fuel, which will mean I will want hoppers set up to attach to all of the different furnaces to deposit more fuel into them, because bamboo is a terrible fuel source. I'm better off with using the sticks from a tree farm to give you a idea of just how much fuel I'll be going through. Or I could use the sticks from a witch farm. Either one works. But the errors that go along with trying to make use of bamboo as a fuel source. It's just not a good fuel source. It's that simple. It's not a good fuel source. You know, there are much better fuel sources out there. Ones that won't cause exorbitant amounts of lag, as well as ones that provide better burn times for each piece of fuel. The sticks from a witch farm, the sticks from a tree farm, like, these are all better options. Therefore, I'm just going to go ahead and temporarily, because as we've seen, I will eventually run out of fuel. I will eventually want more fuel. And when I do, I will inevitably turn to kelp, because kelp is just a good fuel source. But I will temporarily, at the very least, remove all of this kelp from the pond in order to, in order to clean up the lag from the device that I am playing on. I don't want it to be laggy because, with all of the lag comes errors, and I don't want errors. I just want to be able to play my game, So this episode contains just a little bit of lag busting, basically. And on top of that, we get to enjoy the view of this lovely pond without any kelp in it, as this was decorated for looks, first and foremost. We can see this lovely checkerboard pattern because we don't have smooth lighting enabled. Therefore, we get to see all of these little shadows peeking out through the build. It's more visible on those walls because those don't have lanterns in the wall, which I need to fix. I need to change that. What I really need is I need a lighting pattern that is chunk aligned. It will be an even number of lights. It's difficult to do a chunk aligned lighting pattern because of the fact that it needs to be an even number with a root of 16, basically. Or some variant of the root number being 16, because there are 16 blocks per chunk, and if I want to have it chunk aligned, I need to have it repeating in a pattern that is perfectly normal for a 16 block range, which is going to definitely be interesting. Oh, right. Because I was farming. I was like, why did I put that away? Because I was farming. Okay, now I have this map filled out. I want to create another map for being just a little more zoomed out. This means that I'm going to want well, first of all, I'm going to want to copy this map. Can I just do it that way? No. Can I do it that way? Yes. I can rename the map, but I don't really know what to rename it yet. However, I do know that I want to zoom out this map by 1. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking was going to happen. If I zoom it out again, I will find that for some reason it stacks. Okay. That wasn't supposed to stack. Yeah, let's throw that in there. Let's zoom this out once more, see what we get. Oh, that's nice. And one last time, I believe this would be the maximum level of zoom. Yes, okay. Now, with this level of zoom, let us see on our locator map here where we have actually explored. Let us put the map in the offhand, put the minecart down, ride in the minecart to our various destinations. We want to go all the way to the west, find out how far we have traveled according to this map. We do intend to eventually explore the entirety of this map. This is a very, very large map. As you can clearly see. Okay, we have traveled roughly to the 0 coordinates. And we want to just run along this south wall, revealing as much as possible. Yep, we are making very, very good progress here. Do 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 do. Okay. Now I just want to double back, make sure I have gone through and properly marked out on the map all of the different locations which I have visited. Do 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 do. Ah, right. Now I remember what I was using all of that smooth stone for. The smooth stone was being used to fill in the foundation down here. That's right. I had forgotten about that. Now I remember. That's going to be an interesting project. I kind of want the villager breeder though, because I just need a bunch of villagers. It's going to take me like 10 minutes of villager breeding to get all of the villagers I'll ever need. Alternatively, like, I can just keep on breeding villagers and putting them in their workstations and the whole 9 yards. Once I get the villager trading hall set up, I will have all of the pumpkins that I will ever need, because I can just do villager trading nonstop until I have all of the materials that I need. A lot of this progress is very slow to advance. However, once we do advance in this progress, in this tech tree as it is, we will find ourselves just suddenly leapfrogging over all of our previous advancements. We will be doing in the span of 5 hours what we previously did in the span of 20 hours. Our advancements will accelerate quite fortuitously. We will find ourselves very wealthy very quickly. And this is because we took the time to plan our base. We took the time to plan our build. We made sure that as we continued to fortify our position, that we didn't accidentally cause ourselves distress through means of not having a properly planned build, through means of not having some form of backup plan. We have a backup plan. Our backup plan is that we're going to just be doing absolutely amazing. That's our backup plan. It's a very basic backup plan. But it's effective. It's very effective. The results don't lie, as they say. There we go. We are barely marking out any portion of this map. Yes, that is true. But at the same time, this map is freaking huge. It's the maximum level of zoom. It's level 4 of 4, meaning it's all the way zoomed out. Why is this map still existing? There we go. Okay. We're seeing here, we're traveling through all of these various chunks and through all of these chunk borders, and we're loading all of this area in. We're getting all of this progress done. It doesn't look like much, but we are getting plenty of progress done. We're outrunning various slimes. We're going and we're, hopping in minecarts that are set to travel all the way to the nearest town. Things like that. Speaking of which, this will put the nearest town on our map. Because here's the turn. And now we're heading up to the villager, or up to the village. Now that being said, we are not yet ready for the villagers, but we will be able to very easily see on the map where the nearest village actually is located. It's a little dark in certain parts, but we'll be able to see the overland route that we would need to take in order to reach this village. You can see here we have our characters zigging and zagging their way through the village, and then we just kind of travel our way back just to make sure no monsters are spawning or anything. You know, if there are zombies spawning, they're going to have to deal with the fact that it's currently still technically daylight as we leave the village. At top speed, I should point out. I don't know why we have this bit of lag every 7 blocks, but we do. We are continuously passing over powered rail after powered rail every 4 blocks just to make sure that we do not need to worry about slowing down. Yeah, I don't know why, but every 7 blocks it just does that every 7 blocks. And then because of momentum, we ended up on that rail line. Now we can very easily ride over to this rail line as well. You can truly see the scale of our build, as we have mapped out a massive area. And I mean massive, maximum zoomed out area of map, which I can actually place here to show the rough scale of the map. Like, this river here is visible on this map, but it's just this tiny little speck, you know. There's the village up there in the top middle of the screen. Looks like there are a few forests along the way, perhaps. Mostly plains, few forests. Nothing too major. Yeah, it's looking like it's maybe forests and plains the whole way. But yeah, it's just a long distance away, and because of that, it's going to whoa. Wait a minute. Why is that there? That's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to have popped off already. That little marker, the green one, is the marker for it being located on the map wall. The thing is, it's not located on the map wall currently. Therefore, why is that marker on there? That's not supposed to be there. Okay. Okay, let me rest in a bed first, because that's kind of relevant. And then let me go over to this map wall here. Yeah, see, it's not here on this one. Oh, I think I know why. I think it's because it's a copy. Yeah, so that's something worth noting. Apparently, if you make a copy of something, it will apparently keep track of wherever else you put the map. Meaning, if you want a separate map, then you're just gonna have to make another map with another compass. That's kind of annoying. I mean, it's good to know roughly where all of the various spots to check for a map are, but it's still kind of annoying. Let me just swim to the surface here. A little bit of hunger to swim to the surface, but I don't mind because it allows me to very easily, yeah, see, now it's marked on this one as well. I suppose that is an easy way to keep your map wall updated, though, because I can then just go around exploring and updating all of these maps like this. Like, I can just update this map, and now I'll know that it's updated down there as well. This map, however, is just going to take forever to map out. Let's see, where do I want this map? This map can be located over here. I do not have any smooth stone for this, nor do I have any picture frames. Matter of fact, I might just put this map downstairs. It's not a bad idea. Let me just dive as fast as possible here. And now I have reached the bottom. I need to grab more stone, because I'm sitting here doing all this other stuff. Now I'm kind of running a little bit low on stone in one of these furnaces, or furnae if you want to call it that. Yeah, I accidentally didn't grab enough stone, apparently. No, never mind, I did. I was like, I accidentally didn't grab enough stone. Oh my. And then I look in my hotbar and I'm like, oh, wait, nope, there's a bunch of stone right there. Okay. Now, I actually want to go grabbing all of this smooth stone as well, because I'm going to head down into the basement where all of that material was waiting to be filled in. Okay. 1, rude. 2, I have mending on this pickaxe. Therefore, this is the ultimate weapon against you. Thank you for repairing it. 3, I need more smooth stone than what I grabbed. A lot more, probably, but I'm just going to grab this much. And then I get to find out just how much more material I needed. One thing worthwhile noting is that your map will continue to work if you transfer over to the Nether. You will not need to worry about your map no longer functioning if you travel to the Nether, because your map will continue to function. It may be a little more confusing to read your map because you will be traveling 8 blocks for every 1 block you travel, because it will continue to measure your location in the overworld if it is a locator map, such as the one that I am holding. One of the ones that has been infused with the power of a compass, which basically means it tells you your location. Now, if you have a map that tells you your location, yes, it does continue to work in the Nether. No, it is not keeping track of the 1-to-1 block ratio. It's keeping track of the 1-to-8 block ratio, which is normal for Nether travel. That is a worthwhile note, because if you think it's keeping track of 1-to-1 and then you start using it, you will quickly notice that it is not 1-to-1. Okay, I'm just gonna do this because I want to fill in this area here, and then I want to go over to this side and just start filling it in. Oops, wrong section there. Okay. Yeah. Gotta have a good foundation for anything that you want to build up to. And that's good for many, many different aspects and avenues of life. As if you're, for example, doing makeup and beauty, you want to have a good foundation for your makeup. However, pro tip about makeup, it doesn't let your skin breathe. You want your skin to breathe because that's how you keep clear skin. That's how you prevent breakouts. That's how you prevent all kinds of nasty skin infections. If you want to have clear skin and you have a problem with your skin just constantly getting like pimples and blackheads and just what's known as breakouts, some form of allergic reaction where your skin is not looking quite as pretty as you might want it, the trick is to just have clean skin. Take some soap, take some water, wash your face. That is actually far more useful than anything you could do with a bunch of makeup, because the makeup will actually suffocate your skin. It will smother your skin. And you don't want that. You don't want suffocation because suffocation is suffocation. Suffocation causes damage. You don't want damage. Therefore, don't suffocate your skin. You know? A lot of people don't realize that that's what's going on. But yes, your skin is an organ. Your skin breathes. Your skin interacts with the atmosphere around it. The term breathing through your skin is quite apt, as your skin does perform some semblance of breathing through your skin. It's not exactly breathing through your skin, but it is a form of breathing through your skin. It does require having open pores. It does require having, not clogged hair follicles. If you have a clogged hair follicle, you really want to unclog those as soon as possible because, as I just said, like, your skin breathes. It is a living, breathing organ in your body. It is a part of your body that is evolving at the same rate as your brain, your liver, your heart, your lungs. You wouldn't suffocate your lungs, therefore don't suffocate your skin. If you do suffocate your lungs, you're going to run out of oxygen and then you're going to suffocate and die. That's just how that works. That's how lungs function. If you want me to tell you something different, I'm sorry. I actually studied biology, despite the fact that I never went to high school. It's a very weird thing to explain to people. It's like, oh, wow, you must have, aced biology, and you must be, training to be a doctor. It's like, nope, I am a 5th grade dropout that is currently building a Dungeons and Dragons game. Basically doing world building and lore building and all kinds of different things. And yeah, it's just a lot of work. But I'm not a doctor or anything. I just know a lot about medicine because I pay attention. A lot of people forget that the majority of school was just, all right, class, now pay attention. It's like, I am. Why isn't everyone else? We're here for class. We're here to learn. We're here to study. We're here to increase our knowledge. Pay attention, people. The teacher is talking. It's like, oh, okay. I would have been the type in school where they're like, teacher's pet, and I'd just be like, moron. They'd be like, what? What'd you call me? I said moron, because you don't want to study, you don't want to learn, you're not here to learn. Well, guess what? We're in school, motherfucker. I'm here to learn. Pardon the language, but that is the way I would talk to someone in such a situation where they're trying to tease me for, trying to tell them to pay attention. And it's like, okay, you're teasing me. I'll tease you back. Okay, I'm teacher's pet, maybe. But you are stupid because you're not paying attention in class. They're like, how is that related? And it's like, well, tell me this. What is the Pythagorean theorem? And they'll go, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Pythagorean theorem. The theory of measuring a right angle triangle. That is the Pythagorean theorem. If you do not know that, the reason is because you weren't paying attention in school. And if you do know that, good for you. You paid attention. Some people would be jocks, some people would be cheerleaders, some people would be, the type that just gets in everyone's way and be a bully. And me, I'm the type that is just anti-everything, basically. I don't care what clique you're from, I don't care about, popularity in school. Me, if I'm in school to learn, okay? I'm in school for the sake of school, I'm not going to just let my education fall to the wayside because someone wants to bully me. Instead, I'll bully him right back. I don't care. What are they going to do? Kick me out of school? It's like, well, the reason I was bullying him was because he was bullying me for being in school and wanting to study and listen to the teacher. And they'll go, well, even still, you can't bully people. And I'll go, okay, tell him that. I already know that. I'm just bullying him because he bullied me because I'm here to study and I'm here to learn. And I was telling him that, and he started picking on me for it. And so I started picking on him for being a moron, because that's apparently his choice for his lot in life. I didn't choose that. I chose to come to school to learn today. If he wants to not learn, that's on him. But don't drag my grades down with it. Don't drag my grades down with your hopes and dreams as you dash your hopes and dreams, because I'm not here to dash my hopes and dreams. I'm here to build my hopes and dreams up. I'm here to build up a useful repertoire of abilities as I expand my knowledge to include things such as science and education and learning and experiments and all kinds of other lovely, nifty things that are very fascinating topics, if given the chance. But if these people don't give these subjects the chance to, fascinate them, then of course the subjects aren't going to be very interesting, because the people aren't deciding in advance, hey, I'm here to study this topic because I find it interesting, or because it might be useful to me, or might be relevant later in life. If they choose not to study it, that's on them. If we all have to study it anyways, then fine. But I'm not going to let the behaviors of another drag down my studies. My studies will advance one way or another. And that kind of comes through in my D&D characters as well. Like, yeah, my characters can be listed as difficult to get along with. That's understandable. I'm not the easiest person to get along with sometimes. But the majority of the people that have the problem with me are the problem people. The people who are sitting there and causing problems. And it's like, why do you always have a problem with specifically that person? You're fine with everyone else. Why just this person? It's like, well, here's the secret. This is my defense mechanism. Okay? I put out what I get in. Meaning, if I find someone being, the sweetest, kindest person, I'll be the sweetest, kindest person. But if I find someone who's being, rude, then I'll be rude. If I find someone who's being mean, I'll be mean. I put out what I get in. If I'm surrounded by people who are being assholes, I'll be an asshole. The easy way to describe it is, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. or for shorthand, win in Rome. Just win in Rome. That's all they say. But it translates to win in Rome, do as the Romans do. If the Romans are all building a wall, build a wall. If the Romans are all, speaking French, start speaking French. But, in the majority of the cases, the Romans, in the proverbial sense, the metaphorical Romans, will be mostly just normal people. They'll be whatever they believe is their normal behavior. But if their normal behavior is not healthy behavior, this will start getting noticed by me without me needing to actually put in any effort into actually trying. It'll just be something that happens naturally. I recently had this actually be a situation with this same campaign. There was a very toxic player in this campaign, and me and this player just constantly fought because, A, I am, quite admittedly, a bit of a rules lawyer. I have studied the handbook quite extensively. I've studied the rules quite extensively. I've studied my class quite extensively. My original class in D&D was a fullcaster, a spellcaster, specifically a sorcerer. My original class was a dark mage, but that later became a sorcerer, and my second class in D&D that I, studied as a part of a advanced character was wizard. I really explored wizard, I really explored sorcerer. I became very familiar with both classes. I am very fluent in a variety of spells. I studied druids, I studied monks, I studied rogues, I studied warriors, I studied bards, I studied barbarians, briefly. Barbarians, I'm not as fluent. But, I'll admit that, Barbarians are not my thing. Melee things are not my thing because, for the most part, it's the weapon. I studied the crafting. I studied the intricacies of the monster lore. I studied and discovered, and I made note of all kinds of different things because